The HX99 is Sony's top-of-the-range HX camera in its lineup and has a few features that have not been introduced until now. However, it does come at a higher price tag compared to its predecessor. This now begs the question, is it worth it to consider a camera like this?
Hey everyone, I'm John Sison and today we're taking a look at Sony HX99. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell to let you know when I upload a new video. Alright, so let me firstly start off by saying this camera is tiny. Not only because it has a 30x optical zoom, but there are a few new features that are built into this camera from its predecessor, which is the HX90. So for example, you do have 4K video recording, slow motion recording, and not only that, you do have Sony's famous IAF, which makes it great for taking portraits. So you're always going to get the camera focusing on the person's eyes, and you're still going to be in sharp focus. Not only that, if you like taking selfies, this does have the flip-up LCD screen. It is also a touchscreen as well. And if you're also a person that likes to vlog, since a lot of people are doing it like on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, this camera has a very good codec for video quality. But before you make a decision on whether this camera is for you, let's take a closer look at the camera. So here's what the camera looks like. As you can see, it does use a Zeiss lens. There is also a control ring which you can use to control your aperture and your shutter speed, just depending on what mode you're in. On the front here, you've also got a hand grip to make it more comfortable to hold, especially for long periods of time. On the top, you do have a mode dial, a rocker switch, which is also shared with a shutter button, a switch for your flash, which pops up like that, and also you do have a viewfinder that's tucked in here. It is a two-step viewfinder, so what you need to do is push the viewfinder down and pull it out. So that will activate the viewfinder. Whether you're a person that is near or far-sighted, there is a diopter that you can actually adjust for different eyesight, so you just need to adjust it on the top there. And once you are done using the viewfinder, you can actually tuck it away. On the back here is a 3-inch LCD screen. It is also a touchscreen, but taking a look on the side here, you do have a very simple button layout, which a few of the buttons you can actually customize for different settings and functions. On the side here is a little port which you can actually use to either charge your camera or to transfer photos and videos to your computer. Taking a look at the other side, you do have a badge for one-touch pairing. So if you have an Android phone, you can actually do that, whether that be a Samsung or a Google or a Sony phone. And on the bottom here, you do have a tripod mount, a micro HDMI port, and taking a look under here, you do have an X-type battery. So this is rated to give you about 350 shots, give or take, just depends how you use it. And underneath here, well, in this little slot, which I find a downside to this camera, is that it takes micro SD cards. I see that as a bad side. I don't know why Sony went with micros instead of just your standard, because there are a lot more standard memory cards that are a lot more affordable, and you do have a lot more choice. So that's just a quick tour around the camera. Let's take a look at the camera's features. The camera has what is called eye autofocus. This is a new feature on the HX series models, which will make taking portraits easier as the camera will always focus on the eye. Another great feature that Sony have finally implemented is the ability to shoot in RAW. This is something that many people have wanted and Sony have finally done. There is no GPS built into this camera like previous HX models, but the workaround with this is to turn on the location info link and connect your camera to your phone via Bluetooth. The camera features an 18.2 megapixel sensor, which is a decent amount of megapixels for a camera of this class. In good lighting conditions, the camera is capable of some vibrant and sharp photos. When it comes to low light conditions, I wouldn't really push it past 800 ISO. But if you really need to go past that limit, I would then suggest either using a flash or using Sony's multi-shot noise reduction, which will help reduce any noise. For the best results, your subject will need to be stationary. Considering this is a compact camera, and the fact that I've been spoiled by my expensive full-frame cameras,
they won't ever get the same amount as reach as the HX99, which is a 24mm to 720mm lens. And while this camera is quick to focus in bright conditions at the wide end, it wasn't as quick at the tele end, even in the same conditions. You can see from the following videos the effectiveness of the stabilization on the HX99 with me just walking. Also, pay a bit of attention to the background to see how steady the video is. Keep in mind, active and intelligent active stabilization is not available in 4K video, and there is a bit of a crop when filming with intelligent active stabilization. Thanks, Sachi. Thank you. Okay, so I hope this is giving you an idea of the audio quality that you can expect straight out of the camera. So there are no audio mic inputs, so if you want to do that, you unfortunately can't, so you're gonna have to look elsewhere. But I will let you be the judge in terms of how decent the audio is. I think it sounds pretty decent, but I'll leave that entirely up to you. Now, the Sony HX99 is a camera that's going to be perfect for anyone that loves to travel, especially if they love to travel light. This isn't going to be a huge burden on anyone's kit. It is somewhat comfortable to hold, but if you are walking around a lot or taking photos at different angles, I would recommend using the wrist strap because it might be a bit too small, and if you somehow let go of this camera or it just slips out of your hand, despite having a rubber grip, accidents can happen. I am a bit annoyed that Sony went with a micro SD card. I mean, it's not a big deal because micro SDs are getting cheaper and cheaper. It's just that there are a lot more formats and a lot more speeds available for SD cards instead of the micro SDs. Not only that, you do have a lot of features as built into the camera, so a lot of features that you may or may not ever use, but you've got the 4K, you've got IAF, picture effects, sweep panorama. You can go, the list goes on and on. There is a lot of customization with the camera, so if you have a feature that you use quite often or there are a lot of things that you change, you do have that customization available to you. In terms of the user interface, I did find it fairly easy to navigate myself around through, so if anything, you just need to play around with it and just look at where all the features are. With the touchscreen, I didn't find it that great, to be honest. Sony touchscreens in my opinion, aren't very good compared to the competition like Canon or Panasonic or even Nikon. If you don't need all the bells and whistles of this camera, the WH-800 is another option that you can choose. Now, this might be a good camera for the casual photographer or a travel photographer that doesn't want to add too much weight to your kit or to their kit and probably doesn't want to have to deal with changing lenses. So this would be a very good option, and the viewfinder does help when it does get a bit too bright outside. You can't see the LCD screen. That's when it really come in handy. If you have any more questions, please feel free to leave a comment below. If you already own one, let me know what you think of it, and remember to like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe to my channel for more Sony camera lens reviews and tutorials. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram for more sample photos and photo updates. And don't forget to take a look in the description below for more information about the camera as well as purchasing links. Until then, happy shooting and thanks for watching. To take a look at my Facebook. Did I already say that? To take photos with a flip up screen does come in handy. To burden themselves.